current talk, and this is the continuation of the part of Miss Francine. Determining and communicating is point for evaluation. Every activity that the pupils have to aid it by how they will be graded. For this reason, they will know which part of the performance or project they have to put forward or emphasis. So, when it comes to, siyempre, yung topic is all about grading of students. So, when it comes to grading or scoring rubrics is, kailangan before we conduct activities, kailangan i-allow words. Kailangan alam ng mga students natin yung scoring rubrics, no? Para aware sila sa mga magiging grade nila or score nila. So, identifying groups for supporting decisions is possible. The teacher in basic education must always elaborate on why the pupil ended up with their score. Siyempre, ayun na nga po, di ba? Kailangan para tayo iwas bias, no? As a future teacher, iwas bias tayo sa mga students natin. And then, kailangan din as a future teacher, kailangan tayong elaborate sa mga ganyang, ma-enhance tayo sa mga ganyang scoring rubrics, no? Sa assessment dyan, napag-aralan yung mga scoring rubrics na yan. So, when it comes to scoring rubrics, kailangan napaka-importante yan na mayroong background yung isang teacher sa ganyang situation. So, para maging aware yung mga teacher ay students natin sa magiging scores nila. So, improving educational and instructional programs finally. So, authentic assessment must always address to the improvement of educational outcomes. To achieve this, the teacher should have a strong background on how authentic assessments work and how to properly align the performance of activities with the standards and objectives. So, and po, when it comes to authentic assessments, di ba, more on hands-on activity. And then, kapag sinabi kasi natin authentic assessment, ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga students natin na hands-on activity that we could apply in their daily living life sa labas na to, outside the schools, no? So, ito, kailangan improve natin or kailangan mas strong background, no, yung isang teacher na sa mga authentic assessment para may-align niya, no, sa mga standards and objectives yung mga activities na pinagagagawa niya around the schools. And then, sa competencies pa. So, authentic assessments are direct measures. The main idea behind authentic assessment is for the pupils to use in real life. And po, what I said before, no, nagagamit nila or they use in their real life situation or scenario. So, by immersing the pupil through various authentic tasks, they're only achieving the lesson's objective but also gaining authentic learnings that are useful when they go outside in the schools. No? Siyempre, lalong-lalo na especially sa mga bata ngayon, kumbaga kung ano yung mga tinuturo sa school, they could apply in their daily living. No? Pag-uwi nila, ganito, mama, yung mga tinuro sa akin ng teacher sa school, naituturo niya din, no, sa mga nakakabata niyang kapatid, so that it's very important to may turo o mas malalo pang ma-enhance yung authentic assessment sa mga students. So, very useful, no, yung authentic assessment, lalo-lalo na sa mga activities, mga performance or hands-on activities. So, authentic assessments capture the constructive nature of learning as reflected in the K-12 curriculum or social studies education must be constructivist in nature where the pupil are not passive recipients of knowledge but rather creator and developer of skills. So, sabi nga, knowledge without application is empty, sabi nga, di ba? Kapag natututo lang yung isang students natin by learning lang, di niya na-apply sa mga pinagagawa, mga natutunan niya, mga napag-aaral in the school, hindi niya na-apply, parang useless lang din, di ba? Kasi most of the time, mga parents natin, tinatanong, ano matutunan mo sa school? Ganyan, kamusta ka sa schools? Ganyan, tinatanong mga anak nila, di ba? Siyempre, ayun, sasabihin nila, ganito, ganito, siyempre dito ako sa math, ganyan. Di, kailangan i-apply din nila sa kanilang bahay para naman mag-reflect yung mga natutunan nila sa teachers nila. So, number 3, authentic assessment integrate teaching, learning, and assessment in this model. It is possible to combine teaching, learning, and assessment. While the pupil are evaluated in performing a specific task, teaching and learning may take place at the same time. So, when it comes naman sa, sabi nga, integrate teaching, learning, and assessment. So, pwedeng pinag-combine yan. So, in around the model authentic assessment, there are combination between assessment, learning, and teaching. So, habang pinagsasabay-sabay yan, na-enhance dyan yung tatlo, di ba? Mas lalong, kumbaga, natututo na yung students by their teaching of their teacher, and then, on the other hand, in the assessment, syempre, sila, pwedeng nagsabay-sabayan na lahat-lahat, pwedeng pag-combine din yung tatlo na yan. So, at the same time, hindi lang yung students yung tuto, at then, yung teacher din, kasi nagiging flexible siya na pagsasabay niya yung tatlong mga assessment or mga teaching. So, ito tayo sa limitation. Who wants to read po? Janine, can you please read limitation number 1?
Limitation, subjectivity in scoring with this kind of assessment is unavoidable that the teacher already have preconceived ideas about their pupils. This kind of preconception tends to result in biased evaluation results. Hence, the teacher are advised to create their own ways to remove or if not, minimize the preconception of the pupil's strength and weaknesses.
So, sabi nga, this kind of preconception tends to result in bias. No? Kailangan maging aware yung mga may limitasyon or aware yung mga students sa mga scoring rubrics para ma-aware bias or para alam nila kung bakit gano'n lang yung grades nila kesyo maganda yung mga activities or performance na ginawa nila at the same and then gano'n lang yung grades nila because syempre hindi nila natin yung scoring rubrics kaya 3, 2, gano'n lang yung score nila sa ganito, tas 2 sa ganyan, kaya para ma-aware yung, para iwas tayo sa bias, no? So, number 2, what's the name? Okay.
Pupils in the 21st century tends to increase their competitiveness toward attaining learning outcomes. This means that in performing academic tasks, the pupil may produce materials that will help them achieve high scores. To avoid this trend, teachers must clearly explain the criteria and the scoring rubrics for them to focus on the criteria that how they learn.
So, in this generation na napaka hindi lang sa elementary yung mga students na competitive hanggang sa college meron yan. So, kailangan 'di ba? Siyempre focus tayo sa elementary although sa elementary tayo matuturo soon. So, when it comes dapat kailangan clearly explain yung criteria na criteria sa in specific activities ng mga students, no? Kailangan aware yung mga students natin at the same time alam nila kung paano yung tama or dapat nilang gawin at para naman to focus sa magiging result or result ng activities nila. So and then tapos yung mga materials na gagamitin nila hindi porket maganda ganyan hindi naman siya naka-align sa criteria ng teacher or instructor, syempre doon pa rin magpo-focus sa criteria. 3 wants to rate po number 3. Okay, Janine.
Number 3, limits is acknowledged that are assessed. Another limitation of authentic assessment is that it only focuses on what is required. Due to the demands of performance, the pupils may only address few learning competencies required in the curriculum guide, which bring us to the next limitation.
So, limit skills and knowledge. So, kailangan pa rin, di ba, rin tayo sa curriculum guides para mag-brings ng magandang effect or magiging mas learning pa sa mga students natin. Number 4, wants to read po.
Number 4, time constraint. It is apparent that when the pupil have to perform, they should be given enough time to consolidate their concept and practice. In this light, it goes not only financial resources but also instructional time. Moreover, this kind of time should also extend at home, leaving the pupil review.
Okay. Ito po, napakahalaga po nito, siyempre. Maraming mga students, no? Hindi lang, siyempre, around the school, ginagawa na nila yung activities. At the same time, pagdating nila sa kanilang houses is, doon pa rin, ginagawa pa rin nila yung mga activities nila na ginagawa. So, kailangan yung mamanage, di ba? Mamanage yung time para sa mga students. Para, siyempre, para naman makapagpahinga sila. Although, yung para sa bahay na nga nila, for pahinga na nga lang nila, which is napofocus pa rin or napupunta pa rin sa mga activities, di ba? Kasi yung mga students kasi more nagiging competitive kasi sila eh. Kaya, kumbaga, hanggang sa bahay is, yan, gumagawa pa rin ng activities. So, these limitations are the strength of traditional assessment as such as it is better to employ both in order to comprehensively assess the learning process of the pupils. Finally, one needs to remember that the judgment in carrying out authentic assessments, providing enough opportunities for the pupil to practice and redo their work whenever necessary so that they can reach their learning target with the least amount of pressure. Siyempre, ito, napakahalaga to, di ba? Para mabawasan yung pressure ng mga students, kailangan natin din sila bigyan ng mga advice, motivation, good feedback, no? Para good feedback sa mga activities na perform nila in the school. So, that's all. Thank you.